I'll watch the combat showcase first, and then I will watch the Resonator showcase. And we're going to start with the Japanese combat showcase, and then we'll watch the English one, and then we'll watch the Japanese Resonator showcase, then we'll watch the English one. All right, anyway. Hopefully I can hear it. Hopefully you can hear it. That looks great. That's Hekate. Hekate. Her attack animations are still so beautiful. We saw them in the live stream though. I dropped my mic. Actual mic drop. AoE, we like AoE. Wow, crowd control. Oh my god, the vines. The eye shake. The eye shake. Okay. Oh. Her eye color difference is very pronounced now. Okay, and then you can fight together. Which looks amazing, by the way. That's her final move. Oh.
日が暮れることはもうない。この目がある限り、暁は地平線を照らし続ける。
Anyway, that would be the part of her Resonator showcase. They've been doing that since Zani. Let's hear her battle lines in English too. Still loving that they do the animation. Very elegant lady.
This dream hereafter shall rise no more. Thus
yeah.
You fall.
The attack animations. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Preparatory rites begin. Lands rejoicing. Chant songs of old.
The song is really good too. She hums. Okay. That was what they... Eh? You know what? I'm gonna have to study it carefully. It looks great though, to have the Hecate fighting with you.
Death is near. Death is far. Only in an eternity freed from both life and death can that boundary dissolve. And then sunsets will be no more. Only when we
Horizon free to play.
will true daybreak come.
Okay, okay. All right. First off, we have already seen the attack animations before, but these are they still look excellent, and then like we can see them in high quality as well. Honestly, they're also killing it with the combat showcases. They've been doing this thing where they do the you know, the little animation at the beginning, and then they do just a very lovely, well-directed combat sequence with the actual gameplay, obviously with much better animation, like not animation, much better camera angles than what we might have in the game, but they are still actually the actual gameplay animations, which I always like because I like that they do like it's what you see is what you get, you know? It's from the actual game. Anyway. The transitions are OP. Agree. The transitions are also OP. And this looks great. And that's a very nice picture as well, right? And anyway, the Hecate, the Hecate comes from the void. I like that. Right? That's really good. It's just playing behind her. Okay. Yeah. Like, whether or not, like, she's super powerful, like, we don't know that yet. But her attack animations are very, they're very fluid, but they also have a lot of power. And also, look at the little flowers sprouting everywhere. She's overclocking. She's overclocking. Okay, I can't wait to try it. Yeah, they're fighting together. And that's the final hit. Anyway, what's up, Roka? Let's watch the Resonator showcase now that we've seen the intro. We'll have much more to talk about. Are? The lament is on the news. Oh, this is in Septimont. Oh! She's like in a saloon. Oh! Wow.
誰も予想できないもの。自分の人生がこんな結末を迎えるだなんて。けれど人間とはもろく儚い時間を生きる存在。私は真実を見せる。
What?
無意味な輪の転生はそんな腐敗より申請することで恐怖や不安を払拭するの。災いに狂う死を嘆く必要
Frequency control. Mm. Which eye, though? Wait, what? Okay, okay. I have things to say. I have things to say. Mm. Mm. Mm.
After a meteor strike devastated the town in a matter of seconds.
Wow, lovely today.
Think so. I've been preparing for this concert since last month.
It's such a well-directed scene.
Forgive my clumsiness.
Oh. Such a good, like, character intro, and then...
Whether you're visiting for the first time or here for a reunion, it is our honor to share this marvelous night bathed in music with you.
And yeah, just the music
Tonight,
itself is
we
great, too.
embark together on an extraordinary journey to experience the climax where melody and spirit converge.
It's so beautiful. Definitely worth it. The 936th time. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whisper. Before calamity arrived, none foresaw that their lives would end this way. Yet humans are but fragile flesh and bone, bound by the fleeting nature of
Are
time.
you naughty?
I merely show them the truth, tearing them from the pointless cycle of life and death. From illusion to awakening, decay to rebirth, terror of impermanence to liberation. They need not tremble before calamity, nor mourn their end. Released from the shackles of life, they can step into true eternity.
I'm so sorry, madam. Please, forgive my clumsiness.
Ouroboros in ruins after a meteor strike devastated the town in a matter of seconds. The catastrophe has caused heavy casualties and damage.
Her.
It's Early estimates put the death toll at over.
It's her.
Death is near. Death is far. Only in an eternity freed from both life and death can that boundary dissolve. And then, Sunsets will be no more. Only when we awaken will true daybreak come.
Okay. Okay. Let's go over it because yeah. It should be known that it's quite usual that the resonance showcases are more figurative than literal. So whether instead of this being like an actual thing that happened that would be a part of the story, instead it's like a scenario that describes a part of the character's like background or a part of the character's like motivations. And it's very usual that they show their inner conflict. And it's quite interesting that this time they aren't showing an inner conflict. And that might be because Frolova has already reached a point where she feels she has accomplished her level of what's it called, like awakening. Like she's already like fully uh enlightened person, right? So uh she doesn't have a so-called like inner conflict as much as resolve, right? Anyway, this on the TV, that's her. That's her. That's the girl in the bar.
Meteor strike devastated the town in a matter of seconds.
Even this whole scene is very interesting in general. Like the pictures on the wall, the bottles with cobwebs, the musical instrument, the grandfather clock. I don't know. It all has a very certain vibe to it.
Lovely today.
Think so. I've been preparing for this.
And then just this excellent direction follows the ice cube she catches.
I'm so sorry, madam. Please.
And then there she is.
I'm so sorry.
It's such like being able to like have the camera do that kind of like eye movement thing, but it feels more natural and it's very smooth, so it doesn't feel like shaky cam and it doesn't feel like, you know, we're just big fat gooners or anything like that. Instead, it's like very natural. We are brought to the glass and then to it falling, and then Frolova catches it, and that obviously has some kind of meaning to it. I'm sure maybe you guys have a good idea. I think it's like the disaster already happened, but then she's picking it up before it crashes, right? So the bad thing already happened, but it wasn't as bad as it could be, right? So she's not there to stop the bad thing from happening like Rover. Instead, she's there to catch the thing before it completely disintegrates to nothing. Anyway, that means that that glass can be used again and fall again and be caught again. Anyway.
Sorry, madam. Please forgive my clumsiness.
And then no comment? Because, like, she already realized what part of the loop she was in through that action. There's a reason why she catches the glass, too. It's because she's already been in the loop. That's why she can catch it. She already knows it's gonna fall. And then the sunlight, I mean, those God's rays, you can see all of them, the volumetric lighting. Anyway, the sunlight through this like saloon door. And everyone's walking towards it. There's so much. There's so much. It's such a well like crafted little piece of cinema. The kids with the balloons, as per usual. We all know balloons are important in it. Especially the red ones. And in the comments, they're already coming. This is, we all float down here. This is why, you know, we can kind of understand this as figurative because, you know, if it was like real, people would see the comments coming and they'd be like, oh shit. They would hear them coming, right? Like, oh shit. Hey Marco, what's up? But instead, you know, they're just there as a foreshadowing for us. And Frolova knows they're coming too. She knows everything that's happening.
Tonight, we embark together on an extraordinary journey.
And like just the whole setting, the music, it's such a nice vibe.
To experience the climax where melody and spirit.
Cuz like it's like this, I think it does follow her personality too, because Frolova in general time is a very like calm type of emotionless type of character, but while she's fighting she overclocks, and then so that's why there's this extreme transition despite it not being like a fight scene nor it being like a alter ego scene, but instead there's this extreme change from before when she's just existing to when she is working, right? No problem, Shimo. Not to mention, we know that she's very connected to music, and her watching musical performances is also a thing. So, like, just emotionless, right? While other people are having reactions. Mm-hmm.
The 936th time. This is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but a whisper.
It's a good line.
Before calamity arrived, none foresaw that their lives would end this way. Yet humans are but fragile flesh and bone, bound by the fleeting nature of time. I merely show them the truth, tearing them from the pointless cycle of life and death. From illusion to awakening, decay to rebirth, terror of impermanence to liberation.
So it is an interesting concept too for Lova to feel this way. Obviously, this is different than our protagonist as well, but it's an idea that, like, you know, the whole cycle of the lament or the cycle of life and death is like something that's holding people back, which I believe is probably a part of her personal philosophy, right? Is holding people back and then like you know, freeing them from that cycle, while at the same time she doesn't mind living through her own cycle. It's a very interesting concept. Anyway, we do know from the Jinzhou chapter that she can have some control over the tacit discords. And I think I mentioned this. It seems like a kind of like frequency control. So she can control what they are like going towards or what they're going after. Which makes sense that she's connected to controlling echoes, which is also a cornerstone of Resonator, that they have common echoes. Anyway, she looks good. Like, the facial expressions in this game are insane. Like, she has such a soft expression because now she's like enjoying something that she likes to do. Which is, you know, releasing them from the shackles of life. Now she's happy. Because like before, you know, very emotionless. She catches the glass, nothing. She's walking down the street, nothing. Not even resting bitch face. It's literally just no emotion. She's literally, you know, nonchalant, however you want to call it. And even listening to the music, something that, you know, arguably she also likes is music. She's still like very, very low emotion. But as soon as this whole situation happens, there is a change. So this is her in her element. Yeah, she is Havoc. And like this is in Septimon, because you can tell by the sky. Which a comet strike in Septimon's interesting. Interesting concept. She's just conducting them.
I'm so sorry, madam. Please, forgive my clumsiness.
Okay. I need to see more
I'm
stuff.
so sorry, madam. Please, forgive my clumsiness.
Doesn't this look like the calamity happening?
Ouroboros in ruins after a meteor strike devastated the town in a matter of
Ouroboros.
seconds.
Ouroboros is also an interesting thing to mention because that's the snake that eats itself, that is eating itself in like a little infinity loop. The time is 6 p.m. I guess it makes sense, sunset.
Heavy casualties
See?
and
That's her
damage.
walking. And then that's her on the ground! Okay. I'm sure you all noticed. Oh my god.
Death is near. Death is far. Only in an eternity freed from both life and death can that boundary dissolve.
Mm.
And then sunsets will be no more. Only when we awaken will true daybreak come.
Mm-hmm. And that is related back to what she is actually shown, what's actually shown in the trailer, right?
Free
Because
from both life.
in this trailer, the world ends before the sun completely sets. So that's what, you know, kind of is leading into the sunsets will be no more. Instead, it will just always be the sun is rising on a new day for the world to end again. Anyway, I thoroughly enjoyed the Resonator showcase. That was great. Guys, I cannot see your comments. My thing is in the way. Let me take a look at what you guys are saying because I'm sure you guys are also saying some excellent things. But I can't see a single thing. So let me change my window to one where I can read what you guys are saying. Oh. Oh, a Gojo reference through heaven and earth I alone am the honored one. But like, you know, she's doing the Jesus pose. Which here's the thing, like the Praxidus do think they are bringing salvation to the world in a destructive sense. In a destructive sense. But you're talking about her liberation, right? That's the point. That's the point. That's the point. That's the point. Because in her liberation, she's overclocking, technically. That's what they told us. My Phrolova cos? Yes, I do in fact have a Phrolova cosplay. Okay, the perfect 6 on the clock. Yeah, it was 6 p.m., which makes sense. It's sunset. We all float on here. Okay, okay. Sadly, when she's freeing them from death loop and considers that a kindness, I wonder if her story will have her change her mind about that or not, given they become discords. Yeah, it's hard to say because there's a few things at play here which I think are kind of interesting that, you know, aren't necessarily like addressed in this showcase, but they are kind of like open questions in WuWa lore. So we do know that tacit discords are sentient. That is written in multiple places, but on top of that, we have met tacit discords who are sentient. Not to mention, there are a lot of discords in, especially in Renacita, where they, you know, more or less are friendly and work together with people. And so there's a question about when they become echoes, right? And so if you think of it from that perspective too, is Frolova seeing the difference between tacit discords and echoes, or are they actually like much more closely related in general, right? Not to mention the in Jinjo, the tacit discord monkeys that got along with the researchers, right? So it's a little, so it's actually like a little fuzzy too about their existence, the tacit discord existence. And if Frolova sees them as a valid existence that's better than being human, that's interesting. Interesting concept, right? Because it is true that the humans will die when something happens, that they'll die, but tacit discords can be reborn as echoes. So, and we do know that Frolova is strongly connected to echoes as well. Anyway, it's all very interesting. So I do hope on top of all of this, right? Because like I said, Frolova is the first Firaxis member as well, and they have just a totally different philosophy on life than our main character. If anything, complete opposite philosophy in life. So, if anything, I think we should probably get a lot more lore expansion with Frolova's drop. So I'm really excited about it. I know the new patch is coming tomorrow, so I just have to wait a little bit. I am gonna pull for Phrolova. I'm just gonna pull for her, and then later we'll have a Phrolova cosplay stream. That'll also be during her banner, so that should be good too. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. If you have any more thoughts or points of discussion, I'd be interested to read them. And of course, you know, you can always ask me or tell me or whatever whenever I stream over here on Twitch. All right. Well, that was nice. I thoroughly enjoyed all that. She does say something slightly different in Japanese at the end. This is the difference. Because she says, as long as I have this eye, but we only see her normal eye and not her forte eye. So which eye is it? Which eye is it? Anyway, it's as long as I have this eye, the sun will keep rising on the horizon. And that's a different part. What'd she fucking say over here?
The death toll at over.
Death is near. Death is far. Only in an eternity freed from both life and death can that boundary dissolve.
It's slightly different, but same meaning.
And then
Because she says the boundary between life and death dissolves, and then in Japanese she says death and life become one.
sunsets will be no more. Only when we awaken.
Only when we awaken. See, that's the difference. So in English she says only when we awaken, and in Japanese she says as long as I have this eye.
Will true daybreak
Okay, okay. Because true daybreak to Fraxis means something different. I think it's connected to the true lament, which is what they're trying to bring forth. But hmm. True daybreak will come, but in Japanese it says, as long as I have this eye, then the sunrises will continue to appear on the horizon. It's they're thematically related. Those two are thematically related. Okay, hold on. Because the English seems more closely related to Praxis lore.
Sunsets will be no more.
They're kind of saying the same thing though.
Only when we awake.
Only when we awaken. So this is related to Praxis lore that they want to bring about the true lament, which should end all laments and the world. So fun times. But, you know, bringing about the true lament is like probably expanding distortions, right? And that includes tacit discords. So it is along the lines of like, you know, if they awaken as tacit discords, then the true lament will come. Whereas in the Japanese, it says, as long as I have this eye, the sunrise will continue to appear on the horizon, which is also I think it's still thematically connected because, you know, she is reliving something, which, you know, again, it's probably more figurative than literal. So right now she's literally reliving the same day over and over again. But figuratively speaking, the world is reliving laments over and over and over again. Right? And so like how she basically cleans up using the distortions from the lament is how like she's continuing her life, it appears from this trailer, right? So anyway, it's thematically connected, right? So she's working towards the true lament as well. So I think as long as she has her power, which is her eye. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. I think that's all I gotta say. Oh my god. I definitely want to say more though. I definitely want to say more.